Hey guys, I'm RozaldVaneGAME, and welcome back to another episode of Virtue's Last Reward, or VLR, or Zero Escape Virtue's Last Reward. I don't know if I said that in the last episode. I think that the last episode was basically just me saying, hey guys, welcome back to Virtue's Last Reward, and that's it. Just moved on. Yeah. Last episode we basically finished, or went as far as we could in the fourth playthrough, which is right here. We ended up in this branch, in this particular territory, and got stuck on a to be continued. So we won't know who the heck the person is, but I'm assuming that we'll eventually get to this guy if we can get through this branch. I think this branch will be the one that opens up the rest of the branches here and here as well, because I think that this particular path will reveal the truth to us for the most part, because they look like you can. This particular branch looks like it's a lot to it. Or it could just be an entirely different branch that will tell us, but I just don't get why it would do that. But it could be anything, honestly. We only have like 2 spaces that are like opened up from the to be continued part, and that's the only ones we got so far, but it's what it is. Anyways, let's continue. We're at the point where we just finished deciding the ally betray, which we chose betray. This is the path again with where Tenmyoji betrayed us in the second playthrough, which led us to have like a lot of issues suffering from trying to make sure that we can survive from that. And of course Dio betrayed us in that particular second playthrough, and we haven't finished it out, but we had like a to be continued on Dio's ending thing, so because Dio was about to escape, and we just couldn't unlock it because I didn't know what I need from that. So yeah.
皆さん、画面にご注目ください。
Surprise! I kind of knew this was coming. I honestly felt like this was going to be the case with, because I feel like in the idea of betray, switching from betray and ally, it made sense the developers don't really care as much to make it interesting. Instead, they rather make it, well, I mean, they want to make it interesting in a way that it's opposite of your choice, versus having to make the weird, unexpected, right, it's not opposite of your choice, it's the actual, it stays in the lane of like what that is. Because I think the only person who stays in their lane is Luna and Dio, but Dio hasn't ever been a solo person in any of our encounters much, but mostly Luna, who's stayed solo, has always picked ally. And so there's never a chance where I'll ever see a point where I'm like, can you just stay with that one choice to just determine a story a little differently instead of doing the opposite of what we chose previously? So yeah, it's basically the opposite of what he betrayed us in the other playthrough. But the other choices with the other pairs and solos, that's the same exact choice they made last time around, so I'm surprised this one's not. This one's just the same.
というわけで、結果発表は以上なんだうさ。各自バングルの数字を確かめてほしいんだうさ。
Okay. Hey, you betrayed us in the other path, you ass. This is what I always hate about it too, because it's like we already been through another path, and then suddenly they're like, oh yeah, I now hurt my feelings. My feelings has been hurt because you chose the opposite of what I wanted you to choose. It's like, I kind of just went through that. Like, what, the second time? This is the second time I'm going through this. Maybe the third, fourth time, because we've done it in the later stages of voting, but this one is like the second time in terms of like earlier votings, and I'm just pissed off that this is the case. He chose ally? Why? Doshite. He chose betray last time. Oh, this is exactly how I felt. Sigma.
前回? 何の話じゃ?
Oh, nothing. The truth was I didn't know why I'd said that earlier. The words just appeared in my mouth before I knew I was saying them.
裏切りを選んだのはお前さんたちの方ではないか。
It is true though. I think that if the player like probably went through that other path, then the other path basically will be acknowledged that you went through it. It's an easy check to say, hey, you went past choice, whatever number that choice is, and then if that's true, then make this dialogue be exclusively in this part of the conversation, because that is what happened for sure.
理由を聞きたいのはこちらの方じゃ。
天明寺は裏切るかもしれないと私が言ったんだ。
Fine, you.
心外じゃな。わしが裏切りを選ぶはずがなかろ
う。Well, you did in the other path.
わしはお前さんたちを信じておったんじゃぞ。
Funny enough, the other path didn't say the other path said otherwise.
なのにこの仕打ちとは。
悪かったよ。謝る。
Fine. You don't need to apologize. I was the one who did it. I pushed the button.
そうか。それもそうだな。
Huh? Wait, what?
悪いのはシグマだ。
She's like, okay, full blame on him.
恨むならシグマを恨んでくれ。
What the hell, Fi?
ついに仲間割れをしおったか。まあ、そんなことはどうでもよい。とにかく、わしはもう二度とお前さんたちを信じることはないじゃろう。
don't care.
この借りは必ず返させてもらうからな。よく覚えておくんじゃ。
I mean, literally in the other path, then playthrough 2, my character's already dead. Sigma's already like screwed over by both Dio anyway, so I don't care anyways at this point, if anything. And I've seen Sigma get screwed over too many times now at this point that I'm just like, I don't care, honestly. If Sigma dies, he dies. That's the point of this path anyways. Until we find the full truth, and then we should be good to go, I think. I tried to think of something to say, but before I could come up with the right words, he was gone. I spun around. Fine. What the But she was gone too. Why? Why are these two disappearing on me like that? Gah, where the hell? How'd she just disappear like that? As I looked around the room for Fi, I noticed that Clover, Kay, and Luna seemed to be having some kind of argument as well. I moved closer and did my best to listen surreptitiously.
どうして裏切りを。
悪いとは思うんだけど、やっぱり早く脱出したいから。
申し訳ありませんが、私も同じ意見です。
It's funny because this is the same conversation they had like in the playthrough too.
そんな、みんなで協力を選べば一緒に脱出できたんですよ。
Who was on the other end? Was it Alice on the other end that was betrayed as well? Yeah.
協力同士で2点を獲得して、それを3回繰り返せばプラス6点に。
Yeah.
BP の初期値は3だったから、その6点が加われば9になります。
It is funny though because this still kind of causes the problem of everyone is distrustful of each other kind of situation. Like this whole singular branch from the top to the bottom is literally a way to make everybody just suspicious of each other, and it's funny to me because in the end my character paid the price for sure for Dio's ridiculousness.
なのにどうして？
それはもちろんわかってるよ。でも裏切りを成功させた方が早いし。
相手が強力で、こちらが裏切りなら3点を獲得できます。それを2回繰り返せばプラス6点に。つまり
協力同士で脱出するには AB ゲームを3回やる必要があるけど。
Why do they want to get out fast? That's the question. It's like, why make it fast? You clearly know that you're going to get screwed over anyways. Or you know that you're going to screw some people over anyways, and that's not great. It's just, going fast doesn't mean anything, honestly.
裏切りを成功させれば2回で脱出できるということです。
そんな風に当たり前みたいに言わないでください。
Yeah, I don't get it. It just doesn't make any good that excuse just makes my mind feel like the person who wrote it was like, yeah, I'm lazy. I'm just gonna just say like they just want to get it done fast. But it's like that doesn't really come with any motivations for making it fast. It's like saying Kay had some family out there who needs help and Clover's the same. But both their characters never had that sort of saying in any of the playthroughs. So I'm wondering if they're making some weird ass dumb excuse to say something like that.
まるで私の方が責められてるみたいじゃないですか。
And also they both act like they're just robots too, the way they spoke. Because it was like they had the same frequency in a weird way in their thought process. And they say the same thing almost. Or back to back almost.
何も責めているわけではありませんよ。
Yes, you are blaming. You guys are literally blaming Luna for being at fault. For choosing the wrong choice.
ただ普通に考えたら裏切りを選ぶよねって話。
See? There we go. Clover is literally blaming Luna for choosing the wrong choice.
もういいです。
You're not gonna get across anything from them. They both are just dum-dums. I mean, of course, we also did the same to Tenmyoji, but I'm not surprised that
わかりました。
their reasoning is terrible.
信じた私がバカだったんです。
Luna walked off with her head buried between her shoulders. Her back trembled as if perhaps she was crying, but I couldn't see her face. Alice, Dio, and Quark, however, seemed to be having some issues of their own.
もういいわ。覚えてなさい。
お前のせいだからな、クオーク。
なんで僕のせいにするんだよ。
Oh, not again. I hate Dio's personality of blaming Quark. When this happened, I still hate that, like, he's still doing that. It's just like, why? Why is Dio just being an idiot? They exchanged dark looks, then stomped off in different directions. Everyone's mistrusting each other.
ねえゼロ、次のラウンドはいつ行われるの？
Okay, so this is the same rinse and repeat, copy and paste, audio, line by line situation, which is basically explaining how many rounds there are, what's the next steps for the next rounds. We need to find the moon card, I think. Yeah, the moon card. We got the sun one already. We just need to find the moon one now, I think. Yeah, because the star one is the round 3, I believe. The third round, the last round, for the white doors. But then the sun is the first one, and the moon is the second one. So I'm assuming that that's the case. I might be wrong. But anyways, basically, we're getting the next set of cards, opening those doors, and then, of course, if somebody wants to take off bracelet or try to mess with the bracelet, you get killed, because they didn't really state that you get killed if you do something wrong. If you get out, the only way to get out of the number 9 door is getting 9 BPs, and then when you get out, you're the only person who will get out, or whoever group ends up with you getting out will only be the group that gets out. Everyone that gets left behind. So, that was basically the gist of the explanation. I don't think there's really much to this explanation, because we've seen it, 5 times now at this point, so it's just like, I don't want to see this again, so we're going to skip ahead by a lot. So we'll get to the point where Sigma's left alone. I think he might be left alone again, but we'll see. Okay, Sun card, I think, is the next step, maybe. Yeah, we've already been through this a lot. And then they talk about the poison, the poison
ペアと
situation.
ソロの種類もさっきとは違うみたい。
Oh, shoot, I didn't get to see who's who now. So there's 2 people who was purple pair, or magenta pair, and then we got Quark solo. Looks like Clover and I are still pairs, though.
私は黄色で逆にソロからペアに変わったわ。
私も黄色ですが、さっきと変わらずペアのままです。
Okay, so so Alice is being paired for the first time, I think. I might be wrong. But she's being paired with Kay for the first time, to be honest. So that's really interesting.
じゃあ黄色のソロは？
俺だ。
Dio being solo. Lol.
わしは相変わらずソロのままじゃ。
Okay, Tenmyoji stays solo.
色は水色に変わったがな。
Cyan.
私は水色のペアです。
And she would be paired with Phi, I'm assuming.
ファイさんもそうですよね。
ああ。
So, yeah, so Clover and I are magenta pairs. Okay, cool. That makes a lot of sense. That means that whoever we choose to pair up with, they could potentially be dead. Or just not dead at all, if anything. Yeah, because we got the choice of 3 solos. And that means we got Dio solo, who's probably most likely not going to pair with us, because he's going to think like, oh, he's not going to get what he needs to get out, so he's not going to pair with us, definitely. That's a guarantee, that Dio wouldn't want to get out with that. So Dio would be out of the option. Then we got Tenmyoji, who was already betrayed by us. He wouldn't want to pair with us either, because if he does, he could potentially die. So that leaves us with the final option, who is Quark, I believe. Quark is the one with the option of 6 points, who is willing to do whatever, I guess. But at the same time, Quark might go crazy again with Radical 6. So that's going to be an interesting twist.
水色のペアだ。
いつの間に変わったんだろう。
Okay, we don't need to worry about this. It says every round we change colors. I get it. This is the same idea. So we got 42 minutes too, as well, it looks like. Okay, so everyone's split off, going in their own space. And then I'm guessing we're thinking about the past, I think. Yeah, we're just thinking about the past. I don't think that anything has changed for this, though. Yeah, because this just talks about the past, where he got gassed and then kidnapped. And then he wakes up here, I get it. Alright, shook my head, stood up straight, and headed off. Okay, so this is where we need to go, because this is where we begin exploring the rooms with the characters that are in there, and then they might provide the same general dialogue tree that they usually would, or they just say something slightly different by whatever small amount, which I'm gonna skip over again if I feel like there's a familiarity of him. Excuse me. What room did we go through in this one? Yellow, right? Let me see. Yellow, yes. Yellow was infirmary, so I said that I was gonna go for the lounge when I did it the first time. So we'll go lounge first. We'll go to the lounge and see who's in there. And then I'll go around looping to the cruise quarter next, and then infirmary would be the last one. Alright, let's see who's in the lounge.
Ah, Sigma-san.
I think they talk about the poster, about the shooting star poster or something like that, and then talking about what day it is since we were in here.
シグマか。K といい、シグマといい。野郎ばっかりゾロゾロと集まるなよ。
Huh. What are you telling me for? Oh, yeah. You were one of the first people in here, weren't you?
それがどうした？
Well, did you notice anything?
ないね。強いて言うなら、ソファの座り心地が悪くないってことぐらいかな。
Nice to know. Okay. How about something more useful?
ソファの座り心地だって十分有意義な情報だろ？
Right.
リオさん、
Yeah, the
これ
magazine.
は
Should I skip over this? Because I think it's just the same information I don't really care much about. It just starts talking about like how like whatever day we got kidnapped is a little bit different from where we are at in this particular time point, which we don't know for sure is the correct date.
ああ、それか？見りゃわかんだろ。やらしい写真が満載の雑誌だ。
Okay. Oh, come on! It's about astronomy. Can you even read?
だからいやらしいんじゃねえか。土星の輪っかなんてゾクゾクするぜ。
Oh, come on, dude. Different strokes, I guess.
どうやら月食に関する特集記事が載っているようですね。表紙にもありますが、2028年の12月31日に月食が観測されるようです。
ああ、そうそう。そんなことが書いてあったっけ？
December 31st, huh? That's 6 days from now, right?
6日後？
今日は12月25日。クリスマスということですか？
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it is. Depends on how long I was out after being hit with that gas, I suppose.
ところで K、お前らのチームはキャビンに行ったんだろ？
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna talk about the Schrodinger's cat or whatever, the Schrodinger's cat book. Okay, I'm gonna skip ahead because I think there's not really much information coming from this. There's no new information. We've seen this in playthrough too. I do remember some of these conversation dialogues, and it just leads nowhere really anyways. If I'm trying to remember correctly, somebody does walk in here, I think, maybe.
Nani?
Might be wrong. Yeah, some people walked in. And then they're talking about if we found anything to get out of here or something.
ちゃんと調べてたんだろうな。おい、なぜ黙ってる？
Oh, well, I mean, we weren't wasting time. I was just asking them what they'd found.
で、収穫は？
Nothing.
なんだよ。
シグマさんたちはどうだったんですか？医務室を調べたんですよね。
Oh, yeah, I almost forgot. It was the newspaper article about Radical 6. Yeah, there's nothing much to it. Yeah, I already know. I'm gonna skip ahead anyways. Yeah, we're checking the validity. We were trying to check the validity of the newspaper, and the newspaper didn't have anything more, so we just flipped it over and nothing happened anyways, or nothing was there. Alright, crew quarters. Alright, yeah, so I'm gonna go crew quarters and then back to infirmary, if anything. I believe this one is the... Yeah, people getting sick, the sort of same thing, kind of thing. It doesn't really change much, I think, at this point, unfortunately. But I am glad that we are blowing through this at least faster. Like, we're getting through this much faster because I think the bulk of the early points of these branches are ridiculously repetitive, and nothing of information has really made it interesting for me to keep going in a sense, and it drains me of like sitting there doing nothing literally just because I've already seen that dialogue and remember it so vividly somehow.
どう？
Right, we talked to these two about their past, but they were playing around with us without trying to really tell us about their past.
何か見つかった？
Yeah. No.
ダメね。このキャビン区画にある4部屋。そのうちの3部屋を調べてみたけど、抜け道なんてものはどこにも。
そもそもそんなものあるわけないんだよ。
Yeah, of course.
ゼロボスがそんな間抜けなやつだと思う？
確かにそうね。自分で言い出しておいてこんなこと言うのもなんだけど。
Alright, let me go and just speed it up. Because there's really nothing going on anyways in here anyways. And they talk about their past, about how they were involved with 999. Yeah, they both avoided from talking about their past, basically. Both Alice and Clover wanted to avoid talking about their past, so they walked away. But instead, they kind of gave us a hint about Clover's past with 999 and stuff, so I remember that. Alright, so we just got the infirmary. Cool. Yeah, I just want to skip ahead. I don't think it really matters much. We've already seen it in the playthrough too. If you missed that playthrough too, I would suggest rewinding, maybe. But I might not be sure which particular episode it was.
Sigma ka.
Yeah. Oh, this will be different though, because Tenmyoji is different because he chose. Yeah, because he was trying to hide the truth to us. Tenmyoji was hiding the truth to us. Because he wanted to hide his relationship with, hide his true connection with Quark in this scenario. But I don't know if he's different in a way that's, because he chose Betray last time and he was like not telling us anything. What do I want? What, you think I'm here to play doctor? Only if you're secretly Clover.
わしが医者でお前さんが患者ならしてやっても構わんぞ。
That's weird to say. Why specifically Clover, dude?
そうしたらお前さんを診療台の上に横たわらせてそこに置いてあるメスで体中を切り刻んでやるわい。
Excuse me, I'm drinking water. Man, are you still pissed?
当たり前じゃろうが。お前さんのせいでわしの BP は1になってしもうたんじゃからな。
Ah, you don't need to worry about it. You're literally an old man. You already lived a long life, man. Come on, I already told you I was sorry.
謝って済む問題ではなかろう。
Well, then what the heck am I supposed to do?
いいね。
Seems like I'm already doing that.
それは犬。さっさとここから立ち去れと言っておるんじゃ。
Easy solution then. Just close your eyes.
暇ではなく島。取り付く島もない。
Shouldn't have picked a fight with a paramedic then.
上げ足。
Fine. I shoved my hands in my pockets and looked around the room. Quark's behind the screening, isn't it? So is it just you here?
ついたての向こうに2人いる。
This side.
1人はクオーク、向こう側を調べておる。もう1人は言わなくてもわかるじゃろう。
Yeah, this is the repeat of that same exact scene where we're gonna talk about the relationship of Tenmyoji. Yeah, it's gonna get there. It's gonna get there eventually.
わしもクオークも。
What? Yeah, you and Quark were grabbed together. So then we were questioning if he has any relations with Quark.
Huh?
Whoa, that was fast.
なんということじゃ。
So he's collapsed. Oh, in the other path he was not collapsed. He was just like dead in the eyes.
どけ。
With a yell, he shoved me away and ran to the boy's side.
おい、クオーク。どうしたんじゃ。しっかりしろ。
Tenmyoji shook the boy's body. Is he breathing?
大丈夫じゃ。
Okay, at least we stopped at a good point, because I thought we were gonna miss this part. But yeah, Quark did not collapse in the other one. He was just phased out. His eyes was like dead inside. But this time he's actually collapsed.
息はしておる。
Then he's just passed out.
わからん。それよりも早くルナを連れてきてくれ。あいつは確か医者だと言っておったからな。
Right. Hang on. I'll be right back. She was probably still in the lounge. I spun around and ran off. Okay, so we got everyone here. Yep. Scanning for Radical 6, and yeah. I'm guessing me and Clover will be forced to carry Quark throughout our investigation of the puzzle room. I might skip this one too because he might go crazy again, and that's just the only thing that happens literally. I'm honestly skipping whatever scene I've already seen, or at least have some semblance of seeing already, that I'm just like, I don't want to see any of this because it's already the same thing that will be played out. The whole process took only a few minutes. The machine scanned Quark's body, and within seconds his result lit up on the screen. Words too complicated for me to understand scrolled across it as she read them. Luna's face grew dark. She bit her lip and just stood there for a moment, looking down at Quark before she spoke.
わかりました。大変申し上げにくいのですが、クオーク君は、とあるウイルスに感染しているようです。
ウイルス？
I felt my stomach lurch. Don't tell me.
ラジカル6と呼ばれるウイルスです。
Then I'm gonna skip forward because he's gonna go crazy and everything, and then the only difference is Alice won't go crazy. I think I might be wrong. If Alice is not gonna go crazy, that makes sense. Because the other one in playthrough 2, she doesn't go crazy, which was a different scenario versus the first and fourth playthrough of this game, because I did see that she was like not similar to that version of her. So, alright, I'm gonna skip forward. Yeah, he's gonna try to kill himself. Yeah, I get it. And then we try to stop her or him. Sorry. And then we inject him to sleep. It's gonna be a few hours before he wakes up.
だからそれはありえないって。
I'm sorry if I'm stopping every step of the way just in case, because I don't want to skip anything important.
さあ、それはどうかしらね。
So she's saying that we have almost no time left, so we should just move forward.
仕方がない。この話の続きは後だ。ひとまずエレベーターに乗って B 階に向かおう。
クオークはどうするの？
Somebody's gotta carry him.
無論わしが運んでいく。
Yeah.
天明寺さんが？
クオークをこのまま置いていくわけにはいかんからな。
Yeah, we have to get him through that door or else we all get punished.
それにクオークのバングルがなければ CD の第二扉を開けないチームが出てくる。
Or rather, not all of us, but the people who couldn't go through the door will get punished.
そうなったらクオークも含めてその3人は
ペナルティだな。
そうじゃ。
わかりました。それでは私がクオーク君を運びましょう。天明寺さんが抱えていくよりはその方が早いでしょうから。
やむをえん。本当に大丈夫なんじゃろうな。 任せても。
安心してください。
くれぐれも慎重に頼むぞ。
ええ、分かっています。
よし。では行こう。のんびりしている時間はない。走れ!
Hashire. At Fire's command, we all began to run. The door opened, and we spilled out into the warehouse. Run, 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 loot, loot. I don't like the fact that sometimes the transitions takes a while, but it's whatever. Honestly, these transitions would have been much faster. Like if you cut out all the transitions, if you cut them out, it would have saved me probably like 10 hours of like me sitting here and doing nothing while waiting for the thing to move.
カラードドアが開放されました。カラードドア閉鎖まで残り5分です。
Well, we only got 5 minutes to choose then. But I can't choose. This branch won't let me choose, so we're just gonna have to select the door that people are very comfortable with. I'm pretty certain we're not getting Tenmyoji because he distrusts my ass. Like, he hates me. And for the other person who... Dio's the other solo. He's not gonna trust me either, so... Technically, the only person we got is just... is Quark, I think. If not Quark, then Dio. But Dio, I feel like he did that to us last time, and he made me... Or he ended up, like, screwing me over, so I don't want to get screwed over again. Because we already went through that path, so I think the game wouldn't let you choose that same path anyways.
どうするの？誰がどの CD に入るのか決めないといけませんね。
What are our options?
時間がない。前と同じように、私から考えられる組み合わせの数は、前回と同じく3つになる。
Alright. The options was laid out by Phi. I didn't get to read that in time, so my bad. Option A, Clover and I, Tenmyoji. Blue door. Luna and Phi, Dio, green door. Kay and Alice, with Quark, red door. I'm just gonna read it simply. I'm not reading it in full because I feel like reading in full is just annoying a little bit because it's just like, you can kind of see the diagram in the background and reading is not that slow if you just simplified it. Clover and I, Dio, red door. Luna and Phi, Quark, blue door. Kay and Alice, Tenmyoji, green door. Option C, Clover and I, Quark, green door. Luna and Phi, Tenmyoji, red door. Kay and Alice, Dio, blue door. I think that it's going to end up being where Alice doesn't want to pair it with Dio again, and that's going to force me to go through that door. I'm pretty sure we really went through door blue, I think it was. Red. Yeah, we already went through red door. I don't want to go through red door again, if that's the case.
カラードドア閉鎖まで残り3分です。
So, how are we gonna do this?
わしは絶対にシグマとは組まんぞ。
That's fair.
さっきの AB ゲームで裏切られておるからな。
I'll take it. What about Phi?
投票したのはシグマ。お前さんじゃろう。
Yeah, so that means that makes the option forced that Tenmyoji is fine with Phi, which is great, because I don't want to be forced where I have to do the same order again. Well, yes, but...
私はディオとだけは組みたくないわ。理由は天明寺さんと同じ。さっき裏切られてるから。
I'm not gonna take Dio again.
クオークのせいで信用ガタ落ちだな。
Unless the door we choose goes to a different puzzle room, then I will take it. Because I think that some of the puzzle rooms actually do change a little bit because of the path we chose.
では、天明寺とアリスの希望を聞き入れると、パターン B ということになるが。
No, I don't want to go with Dio again. That's gonna force me to lose anyways. What the flip?
いや、待て。
Tenmyoji with Alice and Kay? He doesn't trust Kay either, does he?
それもダメじゃ。
Why?
どうしてですか？
悪いがファイ、ルナ、お前さんたちのことは信用ならんのじゃよ。
Oh, with Quark, yes.
クオークがああなってしまった以上、誰かが運んでいかなければならないのは明らかじゃが。
Yeah, he'd rather choose some guy to choose it for him, or choose a one that makes the guys carry him.
お前さんたち二人にあいつの身を委ねるわけにはいかんのじゃ。
Oof. Wait, but Quark with me doesn't make any sense either, because he saw how much we can. I thought you trusted Fire.
この状況では誰のことも信じることなどできんわ。
ではどうするのです？
Yeah, because if that means that you don't want them to be with him, then who else is gonna take him besides Kay and Alice? I guess is the only ones who gets to choose. But then Timmy Oji said he doesn't want me to be with him either, so that makes no sense either. Then we're at a very big standstill. Quark shifted silently in Kay's arms.
クオーク君はそろばん。天明寺さんも同じくそろばん。
Yeah, he can't take you with you.
そろばん同士が組むことはできないのですよ。
そんなことは分かっておる。わしは今誰のこともと言ったが、実は一人だけ信頼できる人間がおるんじゃ。
He trusts Luna. Which he's... Wait. Who does he trust? Because if he doesn't trust Fi, he only can trust Luna, but they're both in the same party. Who do you trust then?
四つ葉じゃよ。
What? What? She's in my group, but I think you hate me though.
私？
ええ、そうじゃ。
どうして私なの？
理由は聞くな。とにかくお前さんならばクオークを安心して任せることができる。
I know why, but I think I know why. But I don't know if that's truly what's the case yet. Well, we'll see. This is not the first time he did this.
そう言ってもらえるのはありがたいんだけど。
It's not the first time he said this to Clover with the group, because he said this before in a different playthrough. I think it was playthrough 4, I think? Yeah, he did this in playthrough 4. The previous playthrough we just went through. Because he said it because he had some sort of connection with her, I guess. But yeah.
私のパートナーはシグマだよ。
Yeah, you hate me though.
それでもいいの？
構わん。投票は四つ葉。お前さんが一人で行うんじゃ。シグマには AB ルームの外で待機してもらって。
That's fair.
私は反対よ。クオークを四つ葉たちが連れていくってことは、必然的にパターン C の組み合わせになるでしょ？そうしたら私はディオと組まなきゃいけないことに。
Oof, I didn't realize that. I did not realize, because she said that she didn't want Dio to begin with. Then the best possible solution is just to put Tenmyoji with me. That's all it goes.
そんなの絶対に受け入れられないわ。
じゃあアリス、お前は誰と組みたいんだよ。
Pair with me.
決まってるじゃない。クオークよ。
Wait, what?
放送で言ってたでしょ？
Oh, I see what they meant. Yeah, because Alice and Kay would take Quark would be easier.
所定の時刻までに投票を行わなかった場合、未投票者の選択は強力に設定されるって。ってことは、このまま麻酔が切れずにクオークが眠り続けてたら、
Then it would just be Ally anyways.
ダメじゃ。そういうよこしまな考えをする奴がおるから信用できんと言っておるのじゃよ。
1 minute.
カラードドア閉鎖まで残り1分です。
But yeah, I want to get through this as much as I can for this episode, so the next episode becomes more focused on this puzzle. So I'm apologizing if this episode's running longer, because I want to make sure it gets to the puzzle.
時間がない。それでは多数決で決めよう。パターン C に反対のものは。
Alice and Dio's hands went up, so option C is off the table for those two.
なんだ？ディオも反対なのか？
これだけ相手に嫌われてちゃやりにくくって仕方ねえからな。
まあいい。とにかく今、挙手を行わなかった者は、パターン C に賛成と考えて構わないんだな。
Yeah. No one objected. I kept my mouth shut too. Just as Alice had said, there was an excellent chance that Quark would default to Ally. If that happened, he'd make a great opponent. I'd choose ally, of course, but it would be good to not have to worry about him choosing betray.
よし。それでは6対2で決まりだな。
Oof.
待ってよ。納得いかないわ。
だったらここに残るといい。もっとも、お前のパートナーである K が、それを許してはくれないと思うが。
Yeah, K handed Quark to me gently, then crossed his arms and turned to face Alice. I just love how he just crosses his arms to Alice. Her jaw clenched as she stared at him, and I could see the gears turning inside her head.
わかったわよ。
I mean, if anything, all you need to do is just betray, and you should survive. It's not gonna change much.
カラードドア閉鎖まで残り10秒です。
Hurry, Clover. The door's closing.
わかった。
シグマ、四つ葉。
Hmm?
クオークのことくれぐれも頼んだぞ。
Don't worry about it. I got a good grip on Quark, nodded to Tenmyoji, and took off to the door. Our feet slapped against the metal floor as we ran. The empty voice of the announcer echoed in my ears.
2、1、0。カラードドア閉鎖。
Alright, we're getting through a door that actually we haven't been through before. I think this is the first time with the green door? I might be wrong. So this is the first time we're going to whatever this room is. Huh? Is this a dead end?
扉が3枚あるみたいだけど、全部ロックされてるみたいだね。
What's this thing that... What is this thing? It's got a lever on it.
下げてみれば？
Come on, my hands are kind of full right now.
そっか。じゃあクォークは私が預かっとく。
Really? You really don't want to touch that thing, do you?
だって見るからに怪しいじゃん。壁から毒針がシュパーン
Oof.
とか飛んできたらどうするの？
I think you might be a little paranoid.
じゃあシグマが下げてよ。
Fine. Wakata. I shifted Quark over to one shoulder and flipped the switch with my free hand. Treatment center. Yay! We haven't been to the treatment center before, but we did get a preview of it. See? No needles. Everything's fine.
うん。扉が1枚開いただけだね。
Did you see the plaque on the door before it opened? I think it said it said something like treatment center.
治療室ってことかな。
First an infirmary, now this. Why do I keep ending up in these places? I glanced over at Quark, asleep on my shoulder. Hey, you know what? We may have lucked out.
どういうこと？
Well, if this is where they treat people, maybe they've got something that can cure Quark.
あ、そっか。そうだよね。
Let's head on in then. Alright. This will be my stopping point. I'm stretching a lot because I've been sitting here for quite some time. Next episode, let's go ahead and see what this treatment center's puzzle will be like. This is the first time we've hit it. No, this is our second time actually. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, because we barely get the green door much, considering the many multitudes play through. We've hit red and blue a few times now, so I guess that's what it is. Yeah, so we'll go through this and see what kind of puzzle we'll get in the treatment center. I'm looking forward to whatever the puzzle is. I, for some reason, much prefer going through the puzzles right now, because these puzzles have been more intriguing for me as a player than the story right now. The story's been pretty much mild and like hit or misses here and there. I mean, there hasn't been like a point where I'm like, oh, I'm, so into it that I want to keep playing it through. It's always just, gosh, another something going on again. It's like, this doesn't feel like anything's happening or moving, I guess. Like, it's not moving the needle for me anyways. Not to say that the fact that the puzzles aren't good to make me want to keep looking for the puzzles. It makes me want to look for the puzzles for the next time when I can, but obviously all the story takes precedence. It takes more of the high priority, so that's what it is, I guess. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode of Nobody Minds. Hope you guys have a great, amazing day, good night, or whenever watching this. I spent a fuller episode this time to get this out of the way so we don't have to see the dialogues of repetitiveness, and make sure that we can just get to the puzzle parts of it to find the more interesting parts, which is the interesting parts are like the lower parts of the flow, apparently. Like it's all the way at the bottoms near the endings and stuff that you would find the more interesting story bits versus the ones at the very top, because they're all just the same thing that we've already seen in all the first time playthroughs of it, of each branch. So it's just like they're not really that far different, or far similar with each other, or far different from each other, sorry. Anyways, point is, that's it for this episode. Roz, out.